Punctual. I like that. We will get along splendidly. Come in, please. What is all this you have with you? And exactly how many copies of a book does one need in order to read it? For all my years doing this, I must admit I don't believe I have known anyone to read different editions of the same book for analysis, besides the good book, anyway. And I hope those editions are more similar than the multitude of mistranslations of the Bible. You could just put the stuff on the table if you want. It's good to see you outside the box. It's what I call the bar, because I'm not doing any thinking inside it. You like that? Anyway, speaking of, you want a drink? I meant soft drink. I have water, Dr. Pepper, other various forms of unhealthy drinks like sugar-added teas. Yeah, I know. There are a lot of habits I should have kicked years ago, but I figure if I give them up slowly and one at a time, I'll die still having some amount of fun. No, literature's going to be the last one to go. If I die of a heart attack reading a good book, at least I know it was a damn good time. Let's sit. I don't want you to feel like you need to awkwardly stand around. So, let's discuss the project in a more official capacity. I have some papers here for you to sign. It's nothing that serious. It's a contractor agreement, boilerplate stuff. You can have a lawyer look over it if you'd like. I'm in no rush, and I doubt novelists from a couple centuries ago are going to reconstitute and revise their works in the interim. I'd like to say again, this time while not intoxicated, that I'm a huge fan, and if I'm being honest, admirer of yours. You know your shit, and more impressively, you know just about everyone else's, too. That came across weird. I'm sorry. You sure you don't want a drink? Because I'd love something to occupy my mouth that is not my foot. And at present, I can't think of anything that would do that job better. Sure, we can talk more about it. It says that you'll be my TA and you'll... Yeah. Well, it's a... I mean, it's basically a shell position. You don't have to actually do the work. Oh. Well, I meant to use it as a way to get you funding because your work is very valuable to me, while providing a way for you to actually do the work that we were trying to do. I didn't know you were interested in that position. Sure, I just figured you didn't want to waste your time. I mean, to be clear, you don't have to do it. I don't want you to waste your time, and you're not going to get $1 more if you actually do the TA job. Like, I'll just go in and do my job. You don't have to be there, and all I want you to do is help with this. So there is no obligation whatsoever for you to quote-unquote fulfill that part of the contract, because all it actually requires is that I sign off that you did the work, and I'm going to do that. In fact, I will forward that copy to you, just so you know that for sure you'll not get hit with some bullshit breach of contract. You know what? I should do that in advance, just in case, on the off chance they can me. And I do. But I don't, I'm not saying I expect to get fired, but I'm saying you should be protected in the happenstance that I do. It's not going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. But I want you to be as safe as possible, and I want you to understand what your obligations are and what they are not. So your title is my TA, but your job is my partner. I mean for this to be equitable, not for me to be the professor and you to continue playing the student. I think you've done enough of that. I think you've done more than enough of that. You've been smarter than every teacher you've ever had. And that includes me, by the way. Smartest girl I ever met. Smartest person I ever met, I should clarify. Well, sorry. I didn't mean for it to come across that way. I mean it professionally. I want you to be my TA so that we can work on this project together. We can basically siphon funding from the university and put it to actually good use. Yeah, they waste so much money. Do you know the good work that we could do in so many sectors if they did not waste all this fucking money all the time on stupid shit? Things nobody cares about, or things that don't need reinvestment, versus the things that desperately do, like the arts. They're dying. Without people like you, without the real passion that underpins all of the zeitgeist, it won't last. These works, they didn't carry themselves down the line. It needed people like you to continue proving just how deep and important those works were. It's less that I need you, and it's more that literature needs you. And I'm here begging you on behalf of literature to take on that burden with me. And hopefully we can make a dent. I was hoping that would get you to sign. Oh, I only practiced it twice. I'm really glad to have you on board. I think this is going to be really fruitful. And I am so impressed with the work just that I've seen. I cannot wait to see what I haven't yet.